Fuck Walden Farms. Tastes like shit. This is the shit right here. This is like real fucking syrup. It actually tastes better than regular syrup. And it's fucking sugar free. Only thing it has is like 6 grams of carbs. What's up, guys? Today is April 22nd, 2016. This marks 5 years since I overdosed and died. And thinking about this day, I decided I would elaborate on it and kind of go into why I lift and like what got me to where I am today. I recorded a bunch of shit and I realized it was like 15 minutes of talking and it just seemed really boring. So I figured I can sum it all up without all the extra bullshit that no one really cares about, since no one's probably gonna watch this anyway. So, what got me into lifting? About 6 years ago, I used to be a skateboarder, like a really, really heavy, serious skateboarder. And I had knee surgery because my knee was fucked up. So, I couldn't really skate anymore. So, like, after I backtrack a bit, when I had the surgery, I was prescribed painkillers. And even though I had been partying and shit, you know, normal high school shit before that, the painkillers are kind of what started the whole, like, addiction, so to say. Well, I shouldn't put it in quotes because it was actually pretty severe. Anyway, so I had knee surgery because I had a fucked up knee and I was prescribed painkillers. I got really hooked on them. And then from there, you know, to rehab my knee and shit, I started working out. I wanted to put on some weight. I couldn't really skate anymore. I was a senior in high school. I was like, let's fucking get jacked. So I started lifting weights. All the while, I was doing drugs at the same time. And when I was doing drugs, it was hard to make gains and keep gains. So I graduated high school. Now we're in 2010. I started getting a little bigger. I worked at this store for like almost 3 years. And then a bunch of shit happened. I lost my job. I fucking like had a big old breakup with a girlfriend at the time. My car broke down. All this shit was happening. And it came to my realization after, we'll say I'd been using drugs about 2 years at this point, that I had a severe problem. It went from popping Norcos and shit to just like obsessing over drugs. That's all I did. Every single day was try and get the gym, but mainly do drugs. Like every drug you could think of. My favorites were like Xanax, opiates, painkillers, anything to just fuck you up and put you out of your misery. So that's what I did. So I came home from my job, a day at work. So I came home from work one day prior to losing the job, a couple days prior. My parents had found out that I was using drugs. And like the day before this, I had actually talked with a buddy about I wanted to get help and I wanted to get clean. So it all kind of just came crashing down at once. My parents were on watch over me. Mind you, I'm 18 at the time, and I still live at home. So then, a couple days goes by, I lose my job over some stupid shit I could explain later, but it's really irrelevant. Completely irrelevant to that. So I was just at like an all-time low for the age of 18, you know, everything kind of just killed me. The next month went by, I went to rehab, I tried getting help. And after like a month of trying to get clean and relapsing every weekend, the 4th weekend there, I ended up taking too much of a bunch of shit, methadone, Klonopin, cocaine, alcohol, and obviously tons of pot. And I think the Klonopin and the methadone, obviously never doing methadone before, besides maybe like once, I had taken down a whole vial of like 90 milligrams of methadone mixed with like 3 milligrams of Klonopin. For those of you who don't know, Klonopin is like a really long acting benzodiazepine. It has like a really long half-life, and that kind of shit is like, You know, you could take one and be fucked up for 2 days, you know, depending on who you are. So now it is April 22nd, 2011. I overdose. I overdosed with a friend who's actually dead now. The first video on this channel is actually like a memorial video I made for him when he passed away a couple of years ago. He passed away from separate shit, from completely separate from this. Was hit by a car, and that was tragic on its own. But yeah, that's where I was. So then I went back to rehab, and mind you, prior to this, I had been lifting for like a year-ish. So I knew what the gym could do for you, mentally, spiritually, physically, all of the above. So after I OD'd, I was dead on arrival, showed up, ended up in a coma in the hospital for almost 3 days, woke up on Easter Sunday, and then the rest is history. I got clean, I realized it was serious. Got clean and sober, and like a couple weeks later, mind you, at this point I had lost any gains that I had gained just from, you know, why wouldn't you? Just from the drug use, the coma, the, you know, quitting the gym, you know, whatever. Then I started hitting the gym hard when I got clean for seriousness. So about 6 months after the OD, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd again. I started using again. Every time that so when I OD'd and I got clean, I obviously knew there was a problem. Shit got real, but me personally, I hadn't made the decision in my own mind, in my own heart, to give up using drugs yet. 6 months goes by, and I wasn't even really in recovery. I was more so just staying dry, is what they call it, is when you're not using anything, but you're not practicing anything to keep yourself safe and keep yourself clean. So I relapsed. I started using again. I went to rehab about 4 times. The counselor that worked there totally saved my life. He helped me every single time I went. Then it came April 2012. It was actually April 12th, 2012. So almost 1 year from when I OD'd and got clean for that 6 months, started using again for 6 months. About a year went by, and I was sitting in my car one night, and I was smoking heroin on fucking tinfoil, and I was just sitting there, and I had like an aha moment, is what they call it, where I just wanted to get clean. I had no desire. I was almost 20 years old, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, you know, all my friends from high school are like halfway through college, you know, starting careers, you know, advancing in life, and what am I doing? I'm sitting here, jobless, in my car. I don't even know if it's going to turn on right now. My parents had kicked me out, and I just wanted to change. And I wanted to, you know, I knew a couple people. Obviously, I knew a bunch of people from treatment, from meetings, this and that. I had people to reach out to. I called them. I told them what I was going through. You know, a big part of me wanted to get big. I wanted to get strong. I wanted to get healthy. I wanted to get a job. I wanted to fucking just quit this shit for good. And since then, I have never looked back. And that's what keeps me going today. From that point forward, so let's say April 2012, all through 2012, my lifting got really, really, really serious. When I say really serious like that, I don't mean I was competing or becoming a bodybuilder or anything like that. I just mean it changed, it transformed my life completely. Lifting was there for me. You know, it was like that type of thing that you could go to and do whenever you needed to. It helps relieve stress. It helped, you know, I could watch myself physically and mentally progress. You push through barriers. You don't think you can do it, and then you do it. You know, when it comes to like achieving a certain lift or like gaining weight or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And that is what got me to stick to it, and that is why I do it to this day. I love every aspect of lifting weights. It's completely changed me as a person. It's made me who I am today. It's made me a strong, healthy, you know, just an overall solid human being, as opposed to who I was when I was using drugs. I think I covered everything. If not, doesn't really matter. I didn't want you guys to have to sit through fucking an hour-long video, YouTube video, and probably not even want to watch it. Most people see a fucking, 30, 40-minute video, they're not going to click on it anyway, unless you're really, really well known or liked. Me personally, I wouldn't, because who's got time for that? So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little background. I thought I would throw that in there just so you kind of know what my channel's about. My channel is just kind of about, obviously highlights of my lifts and stuff like that. Showing what I'm doing in the gym. I also, when I get around to it, time like this, what I'm doing right now, this private time where I can sit here and talk, doesn't really happen often because I'm usually really busy. But I also want to put out videos that are like, I want to give information to people. I want people to be able to learn like I did. Go on YouTube, type a question in, type something in, and boom, show up. And, I have a lot of answers. I really do. I've been doing this a while, and I've tried everything under the sun. It's been my life for 6 years, and I don't just mean a casual gym goer. I mean someone who, researches different programs. I research different nutrition facts. I'm constantly learning and applying new things about lifting and about nutrition and about just the overall, the whole idea of just getting bigger, getting stronger, and just getting better in general. So like the video, share the video, comment down below. I want you guys to comment and give me ideas, what you want me to talk about, what you have questions with, how to increase lifts, what programs to use, what rep schemes to use, what to do to build your calves, what to do to build your forearms, just random shit that people wonder, that people don't understand fully. Comment down below. I'll make a whole video dedicated to it, to your question, because I had a lot of questions when I first started too. Hope you liked the video, and I've also been sick this whole past week, so my training split kind of got all thrown off, but I'm going to be doing some overhead pressing tonight and some legs tomorrow, so I'll put that in another video, and I hope you guys enjoy.